Hello, my wonderful clients. I've been reading this new book. Some of you I've talked to about it. It's called The Thin Commandments, and it is incredible. At the beginning of this email, I talk a little bit about baby talk and how sometimes we talk to ourselves in this as if, we should have everything. And unfortunately, calories aren't free, and we can't have everything and still maintain the figure that we want, still maintain the health that we want. And so a couple of strategies that he talks about in this book. The strategy number 2 is the one I mainly want to address today, and it's called think historically, not just calorically. So what I want you to do is first I want you to think about whether you have any foods that cause you issues. Okay, if you have foods that, historically are things that you grab and that put weight on you, there are things that you don't feel like you have control over. If you start eating pretzels, the whole bag is gone. If you start putting your spoon in the peanut butter, before you know it, half the container is gone. If you eat just one cookie, before you know it, it's gone. So you think about what it is that are your trigger foods. Sometimes we call them comfort foods. And those are things that comfort us maybe psychologically for a few minutes, but in the end, they are not so comforting to our bodies. We carry them with us for a while. So it's important to think about those things that historically have been our nemesis. Because once we know those things, then we can control those things. So, think about, he talks about historically, we need to think about not the calories of 1 teaspoon of peanut butter, and I'm going to speak about peanut butter because this is my nemesis. Not 1 teaspoon of peanut butter, but how much does 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons, a half a cup, or more cost you in one day? How many calories is that? So really, 1 teaspoon of peanut butter is 700 calories. Okay, that's a lot of calories. What if you add that up over a week or a month? No wonder I haven't been losing weight. And on top of that, I've been eating cheese, the highest fat foods you can consume. Well, not totally the highest, but for some reason, my body. Anyway, so think about what it is that's your problem food. Okay, and if you don't have a problem food, high five to you. You're lucky. I'm sure you have other things that are your issues. Some people have issues at times of the day. Okay, maybe from 4 o'clock on is just a disaster for you. Ask yourself, what is that costing me? Maybe the weekend. The weekend is your problem time. And, from Friday evening till Sunday evening, there's no stopping you. And maybe you'll have a couple Medifast meals in there, and maybe you don't. But what is that costing you? Maybe you're on plan 5 days a week, and the other, 1, 2.5, you're not on plan, and you're not seeing any weight loss. So how many calories is that costing you? What is that costing you in your food investment? If you're paying $330 a month and you're off every weekend, then, yeah, you're eating healthy stuff all week, but you're not getting the results that you expected. So what is it costing you? So it's important to start looking at that and decide, is that what I want to continue? For me, it wasn't. And so I'm sharing this with you because it's made such a huge change in me. In fact, I went to the store about a week and a half ago, and I thought, okay, I'm done with peanut butter, I'm done with cheese, and I'm done with nuts. They are not my friend. And so I'm walking around going, okay, well, what am I going to eat for my lean and green meals? Because I'm on 5-in-1. And I was thinking, okay, one of the things he suggests in the book is that we find some lower calorie substitutes, i.e. our good Medifast meals, right? But some other low calorie things that we can use in place of those high calorie things. So I thought, okay, well, How about if I get Laughing Cow cheese? Good choice, right? Good choice. And so, as I was walking through the store towards the Laughing Cow cheese, I thought, what is my history of Laughing Cow cheese? Oh, not good. I eat one piece, I'm going to eat another piece, going to eat another piece, and half the package or more is gone before the end of the day. And yes, it's a lot better than eating, a plate of cheese and another plate of cheese and another plate of cheese. But it still felt to me like something that was out of control. So I said, I'm not gonna do that. So I've had some other things lately that I've really enjoyed, and the pounds are melting off me. It's amazing. It feels so good. And so I wanted to share that with you. So those are foods that I've actually used the strategy of boxing out. That means I'm not having them. Okay? So with Thanksgiving, in the wings about to come, I want to talk to you about another strategy called boxing it in. Sometimes we have foods that we love at certain holidays. And some of those foods we can say, you know what, I've eaten those every year of my life, and I can be okay without them. Gosh, another spoon of mashed potatoes. We have mashed potatoes in the plan. We don't have to eat those mashed potatoes. Maybe stuffing is your thing. Maybe pecan pie is your thing. Maybe, I don't know, Jell-O salad. But, if there's something that you absolutely have to have at a holiday dinner, then let's set some perimeters, some parameters under which you can have it. Okay? And number one, best choice is stay on 5 and 1. It's so easy. It really is easy. You'll feel great, and you're going to have results. But if you have to go the other way, and you have to say, you know what, pecan pie is my thing. I am having a piece. Now my parameters are, I'm only going to eat it on Thanksgiving if someone else brings it. And I'm not taking any home with me. Okay, I'm just going to have a piece, and I'm going to really enjoy it. Maybe you can enjoy just the middle of the pie and forget the crust, because that's where all the fat is, right? Well, it's in the nuts too. But anyway, you decide what your parameter can be. A few years ago, I went on a flight, and I've never been a soda person, but I decided to try the diet soda. Hey, it's on plan, right? And so I ordered the diet, I think it was Diet 7-Up, and I liked it. And I thought, oh gosh, I don't want to get addicted to this. It wasn't that it was such a terrible thing, except the aspartame, but I thought, you know what, this is not something that I want to be part of my life. But maybe now and then I'd like to enjoy this flavor. So I decided that from then on, I would allow myself to have it if I was on a flight. So I don't fly very often. That was a really safe parameters for me to put on that. And I think since then I've had it twice. So set yourself some parameters. Keep those high fattening foods, high sugar foods, at a limit in your diet. But don't completely eliminate them. It's not something that we have to do, in our life completely away from. But set some parameters. So back to the beginning, think historically, not so much calorically. And, following the 5 and 1 is definitely going to help you get to your goal fast. But think about, for me, those foods that I was abusing were on plan. Okay, at least at some point peanut butter was on plan. It's not anymore. But those were things that were on plan, so they felt like they were okay to me, but they were destroying me. So join me in this success. If you have questions or specific strategies or questions, please call me, and I'll look forward to visiting with you. Happy Thanksgiving!